Some of you may or may not agree, but recently I've been revisiting LEGO Star Wars The Complete Saga on this channel in anticipation for the Skywalker Saga releasing later this year, and I was surprised to find that a lot of the levels aren't as faithful to the story as much as I remembered when I was younger, especially when it comes to the prequels. For those that don't know though, the original LEGO Star Wars game from 2005 was released before Episode 3 Revenge of the Sith hit theaters in May of that year, and when the original trilogy came out 2 years later, none of the levels had changed, so based on that I had to give the game some slack. The fact that some games used to get released before the movies is actually something that I recently learned, and is rather surprising considering that it would never happen today due to all sorts of leaks and the fact that social media and technology is way more advanced and accessible compared to the early to mid 2000s. Overall, considering that the original LEGO Star Wars game was created before the final movie in the prequels was released, it did a pretty good job at hitting some of the main plot points in the stories. However, not everything was depicted accurately and faithfully, even including some levels from the original trilogy game, which released a year later in 2006. To this day, a lot of the information and development surrounding those games are a mystery, but thanks to the Game Hut YouTube channel, we're able to get some more inside information about TT Games as a company and the LEGO games that they've produced in the past. Now, some of you might have heard of Game Hut previously, but if you're not currently subscribed, I would recommend doing so. The channel is run by John Burton, who was the director of Traveler's Tales, or TT Games, for 29 years, and was also a co-founder since the company was established back in 1989. John does some really awesome videos on unseen prototype footage, trailers, concept art, and everything in between that he worked on during his time at TT Games. Throughout the next couple of weeks, and hopefully throughout the future as videos are still getting released on his channel, I'll be responding to some of his videos on unseen LEGO Star Wars footage. In today's video though, we'll be focusing on a level that was cut from Episode 3, and that is the Boga Chase right before the General Grievous boss fight. As some of you might have assumed based on the title of this video, this is something that I talked about in my level speculation for Revenge of the Sith, and we need the Boga Chase sequence to be included in the Skywalker Saga as part of the General Grievous boss fight. Overall, that level is just way too short in the complete saga and isn't nearly as complex as some of the other levels that were designed for that specific episode, so I think that the Boga Chase would have enhanced that part of the game greatly. Fortunately, thanks to Game Hut, we got some test footage of the level that was scrapped entirely, and it's interesting to think about what might have been if that part was included in the final game. Since TT Games has expressed that they'll be focusing primarily on unseen parts of previous LEGO Star Wars games in relation to the Skywalker Saga, my hopes are high that we'll get some new and unique levels included in this game, and that previous levels will be playable as explorable options and encounters while traveling throughout the many planets in the galaxy. Switching specifically to the Boga Chase though, it opens once Grievous has fled on his wheelbike, and considering that the complete saga included Commander Cody during this boss fight, he may accompany Obi-Wan on this part of the level, although for accuracy reasons, I would rather see him join the battle dropping from a Republic gunship after Grievous has reached the Soulless One. And I know that this isn't what happened in the movie, but based on previous LEGO games and their co-op mode, this is something that would need to happen. In my ideal level layout, the level would start with just Obi-Wan chasing Grievous throughout the terrain as the battle against the clones and droids surrounds them. Since the Boga can climb on all terrains, it would allow for some cool camera angles and perspectives during this scene. Primarily, you'll have to avoid falling debris, droid gunships, and blaster attacks from Grievous, all while collecting studs, and overall, the footage from Game Hut is a very good starting place for the level design. Several times throughout the chase, we would have to get close enough to the wheelbike and jump on, causing enough damage for Grievous to lose control. After the third time jumping onto the bike, that's when the cutscene would trigger when Obi-Wan and Grievous crash onto the landing platform, and Commander Cody drops down from a gunship, thus commencing the actual boss fight. Now, I have high hopes and expectations for scenes like this in the Skywalker Saga that were missing from previous LEGO Star Wars games, or that weren't as developed as some of the other levels, but in all honesty, I'm just excited to replay the first 6 films with updated graphics and level designs. Now, since this level didn't make the cut for the original LEGO Star Wars game or the complete saga, I'm hoping that we'll get to see it very soon in the Skywalker Saga. But until then, I'm going to keep watching other Game Hut videos to find out more about LEGO Star Wars and TT Games history. Like I mentioned previously, please go give John a follow, and if you like this video, please consider subscribing to my own channel. If you'd like to see me respond or react to other videos in the future, please leave your comments or suggestions down below. And with that said, that's going to wrap up today's video, everyone. Thanks for watching, have a great day, and I'll see you on the next video.